All right. Give it a minute for people to join. This is the live reading, live stream for Scorpio. Let me skip. All right, so here we go. All right, folks. Welcome. I've put up my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram links at the top of the chat. Welcome to anyone who is joining this live stream. We're going to get started in just a minute. Let's see. Just move this over a tiny bit so I have some room. All right, there we go. All right. So we are doing the weekly reading for the sign of Scorpio. All right, those of you who are new to my channel, we get right into it with the romance angel cards. Scorpios, you're tough, right? You're tough. Really amazing sign. I do love Scorpios. Very powerful sign. Very difficult to understand, right? They require a deeper level to understand them. More focus, attention. All right, Scorpio. So we're going to get right into what the angels have to say for you today, for this week. This is for October 13th to the 19th. All right, and straight out, we have separation. All right, so some of you are going through a time apart from someone. And we have deception. Deception just came out earlier today for one of the earth signs. I believe it was Capricorn. Interesting. Also, a card that doesn't come up often. And we have make the effort. So great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Right? And so some of you may be needing to make more of an effort in your love life, in your relationships. This could also apply to friendships as well. Family issues, right? Making an effort with family as well. Right? The romance angel messages aren't always just about a soulmate or love connection. They can also be about other parts of our lives, relationships and dynamics in our lives that are important to us, right? So we're going to get right into your animal spirit cards for the week, Scorpio. Animal spirits, the nature of them can come in. These cards are flying. The nature of them can come in as events in our lives. They can come in as energies that we're drawing on to go through a particular scenario, a particular stage in our life, which may be very difficult, right? Sometimes animal spirit energies come in just in terms of what we're drawing on and within ourselves, right? Or what we're resonating with as well. So let's just see who you're walking with this week. And of course, Scorpio, just take what applies to your situation and disregard the rest, right? We know this can't be possibly for all Scorpios. And so hopefully there's something that you can take away from this reading. If you've been guided to this reading this evening, then I would imagine there's something for you to glean from it, hopefully, in some way. All right, guys? All right. Straight out the gate, we have the crocodile. Wow. Water energy. That upside down triangle is the alchemical symbol for water. Crocodile is very interesting animal spirit. Oftentimes, this very rarely shows up in my readings. We have the horse. He's been showing up a lot lately. Earth energy, self-mastery, right? Talking about extreme stability, right? Helping you navigate difficult terrain, right? The horse bears us, it supports us. And then we have butterfly. So we're talking about a lot of transformation here, Scorpio. Some of you really changing, going through a particular stage in your life that's really affecting you on all levels, affecting your energies, right? Perhaps different sides of yourself are beginning to transform a bit or resonate a bit higher, go after a particular experience you've been through. So let's go ahead and go through these animal spirits briefly before we get into your 3-card spreads. The crocodile. The crocodile talks about watching and waiting, right? The crocodile is kind of keeping an eye open, right? He's keeping an eye on everything that's really going on around him, and this is a period of sort of observation, right? Crocodile is very much watching uh, those around him and himself as well, you know, taking a really good moment to sort of ensure that the next move he makes is in line with his own moral center, is indeed the move he wants to make, right? This is sort of extreme temperance here with the crocodile we're talking about, right? And more than anything, this is a period, especially we're talking about an animal that is a water animal, water elemental. So we're talking about a period of really sort of um, gathering your emotions, right? Uh, Watching your emotions, right? Not reacting so immediately to things, right? So really sort of having a lot of sort of strength and patience and temperance for yourself, really. Now the horse is here coming in, and this is the animal spirit that really is one of the strongest in terms of self-mastery. It's right up there with the lion. We're talking about on an earthly level. The lion, of course, is a fire elemental animal, but the horse is on an earthly level, and it's this like absolute sort of earthiness that the horse brings. Just the master of this plane. You know, the horse can navigate any kind of difficult terrain, and the horse, we ride on the horse. The horse bears us, and so in this way, it's this strong, earthy kind of character that bears us through a very difficult time in our lives, or it can be through a period in our lives where you're having to navigate a lot. You may be having a lot of stresses. You may be having some obstacles right now that you're dealing with. The horse comes in really to support you emotionally, and to really be there to support you in a practical way. You know, when you're getting overwhelmed with dealing with the practicalities of life, right? An example could be if you're you know, if you have a lot of responsibilities, you know, if you know, between your job, maybe you have things you want to get done at home, that you may have children that you're taking care of, and you're having to come up with solutions for their issues and problems, right? There's a lot of really day-to-day tasks, a lot of, you know, this can be very overwhelming. This can be a very difficult time. Horse energy will come in at a time like that as well to sort of really support you. The horse is also very, very open in an empathic way. The horse can really understand what is needed in a particular situation because, of course, along with this earthiness, you can see here the crescent in the third eye position. So the horse is also one of these creatures that is very sort of sensitive, very empathic, can really feel what you're feeling and what you're going through. This can be a very good friend. This is a great personality position for someone who may be your lover, Scorpio, right? Or a good friend that you're very close with, that's helping you through a particular time in your life, stage in your life, or a particular scenario. Then, of course, we have the butterfly, and of course, the butterfly is synonymous worldwide with transformation. You know, in a lot of cultures, we look at the butterfly as being the animal that represents transformation in a sense of really sort of an alchemical transformation, in fact, you know, going from a different, completely different type of creature to another, different type of state to another. The butterfly is also an air element spirit, and we're talking about here about really also drawing on friendship. This animal spirit is the nature or the essence of friendship. When butterfly energy comes in, it's letting you know that it's time to sort of um, draw on, or you know, lean on, and not in a bad way, but you know, draw energy and support from those in your life who care for you, who love you, who are your friends, your good friends, right? Not your frenemies, but your friends, right? Because you're going through a transformative period, and there may be some growing pains with it. Some of you Scorpios may indeed right now be at a stage in your life, you may be, You may be in a new relationship that's really transforming you, or you may be doing something with your career, or something has changed in your life um, that has really changed you on a fundamental level, and you've really beginning to transform a lot of the way that you think about life. This is an air element animal, the butterfly, and so we're talking about transformation in terms of your outlook on life as well. Who you are, your ego state as well is transforming, is changing. Maybe your ego is becoming smaller and you're getting more in touch with your spirit. Your spirit is getting bigger, right? But in any case, it's a very much an awakening in thought and in the way that you see the world, right? It's generally a very positive change, of course, when you transform into the butterfly, because of course you're resonating into something more refined, more beautiful, something that appreciates more beauty and even more things, right? So it's very expansive energy. All right, Scorpio, let's go ahead and get right into your 3-card spreads for the week. We're going to pull out anywhere from 5 to 8 3-card spreads. Now, Cancer's already been uploaded. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. On all those mediums, it's either Bow and Arrow Tarot or Bow Arrow Tarot. I put the links up in the description and on the chat. And after this, we are going to finish the weekly streams with Pisces at 8 o'clock. Okay? I did have this scheduled for earlier, but I needed to take a break because I was doing back-to-back streams. And so I rescheduled for 7 and 8 this evening, and I do hope that I haven't screwed up in some way, rescheduling in such short notice. Anyway, let's get right into it, Scorpio. All right out the gate, we have King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. Let me just move all of this up a little bit. Have a little bit more room. All right, here we go. All right, so Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Two of Wands. There you are. Some of you have met your match. You've met your soulmate. You've met your perfect partner. But not only have you met your perfect partner, but you've met you're in a relationship with someone, and it promises to hold a lot of good fortune, expansion, and abundance. It's like you guys have found each other and you're moving forward together with the Two of Wands. Your life together is going to be very adventurous, right? This is a power couple connection here. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. This is an absolute power couple. Scorpio, you may have come in contact, and you may be resonating either with King of Pentacles or Queen of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, of course, is the established, more dominant one in the relationship, and the Queen of Pentacles is, of course, going to be the more feminine aspect. This is the one in the relationship who's certainly more, the more nurturing, the more, feminine, the more nurturing, the more understanding in a lot of ways. But she's a Queen of Pentacles, so this individual, and this is not gender specific, this is just, we're talking about masculine, feminine energy here. The Queen of Pentacles in this relationship is going to have her own as well. You both have your own. You both make your own money. You both have your own, like, real ambitious side to each other, right? You have your money, they have their money, or vice versa. If you're resonating with Queen of Pentacles, you have your... But whoever is resonating, I'm going to say here, whoever is resonating with the feminine energy and the Queen of Pentacles, you right now have just started something, right? You're kind of at the beginning of a particular path that you're going on, or a goal that you're trying to achieve. Some of you may have just started school or opened a business or started a particular career goal or path, right? Something to do with, of course, your career and your finances, right? Your ambition to manifest your dreams on earth, right? So career and finances. But whoever in this relationship is resonating with the feminine energy, they are certainly... they are also the ones who've, they have also started quite recently something very important. And the person who's going to be, and if it's you, Scorpio, if you're resonating with the King of Pentacles in a sense that you're already established, you already know what you're doing in your career, right? You already have a certain kind of path that you've been on and you've been successful with, you are going to very much be wanting to support your Queen of Pentacles. However, in either case, there's a lot of beautiful mutual respect here, and you guys make certainly an interesting power couple, and you move ahead with all of the force of Aries energy, because Two of Wands is Mars and Aries. And so this indicates that not only are you guys moving forward with each other together in a committed relationship, but you are moving forward in a very transformative way. You are both going to be transforming each other's lives. And I think whoever is resonating with King of Pentacles is going to very much right now be also resonating with that horse energy, because they're going to be supporting their queen. Queen of Cups, Hangman energy, and Knight of Pentacles. So some of you, wow, some of you have most recently opened up your heart, right? Some of you are resonating with Queen of Cups, and you have recently opened your heart to someone and made an effort, right? We have making an effort. You've opened your heart. You've let somebody know that you want to give them your cup of love, right? And what's interesting about all of this is that as a result of this, some of the ways that you've been very much sort of blasé about life up until now with this Hangman energy is coming unstuck. You're moving forward again. You're moving forward again with a lot of sort of, I want to say, commitment, right? And desire, enthusiasm, some inspiration. Up until now, Hangman energy comes in once we wake up, right? There, we see the enlightenment around his head. It's, you know, the card shows up once the awakening has happened. But before the awakening, it's like oftentimes people say Hangman energy is being stuck. It's not really so. It's not that he's stuck. You know, the Hangman isn't stuck. If you look at how he looks stuck from the outside. To us, he looks as though he's stuck. But the real essence of the Hangman energy is that he just can't be bothered. You know, he just can't be bothered. He doesn't feel like moving, right? He doesn't feel like coming out of his situation. Why doesn't he feel that way? Because nothing's inspired him. You know, he's been uninspired to make more of an effort than he has to. He doesn't even make an effort hanging there. He hangs by one foot with his hands behind his back. It's a very relaxed position, but it is in essence a blocked position. He can't move anywhere in this position, but it's not like, you know, he's necessarily stuck. He can come out of it whenever he wants to. And so this is the essence of Hangman energy. But what happens is that when the card actually is pulled, he comes in and we see enlightenment, and this generally indicates that you've woken up to the fact something has come into your life that has suddenly really got you like excited again, Scorpio. Something that's inspired you. Something that it's like you've been like, you know, la da da, just kind of, you know, move along, truck along, you know, and making, you know, the bare minimum, the bare effort in a way, right? It's not like that you're living in any kind of bad situation, but you're quite happy with what you have. You're quite happy with, you know, just a very sort of, minimal amount of effort, right? And then all of a sudden, for instance, you may meet someone. You meet someone and this person throws you for a loop so hard, or they impact you so strong that suddenly you're like, oh shit, I need to make moves. Uh-oh, I need to get out of this. I need to get out of this mode that I'm in, because this person or this thing that I've wanted or seen, or this opportunity, whatever the inspiration is for you, has come, and now you are like, oh, I want to make an effort for this. This is worth my time. And so, Scorpio, for some of you, you've opened up a cup of love, or someone has opened up a cup of love for you, Scorpio. A Queen of Cups has come into your life. For some of you, this Queen of Cups has come in and offered you such a beautiful cup of love. If you can see here, that cup that the Queen of Cups holds is unique in the deck. There are no other cups in the deck that look like that. All of the other cups, when we look at the cup cards, they're all the same. They're all the same type of chalices or cups, right? But the Queen of Cups one is very rare. It's special. It shows you, it's a testament to what she's offering you. And so for some of you Scorpios, A Queen of Cups could very well have come into you and offered her heart to you in such a way, and again, this isn't gender specific, this could be a man coming in as well, but it's this energy of being so open and so vulnerable, offering you so much love, right? Hello, Viola. Beautiful name. I hope you do find some inspiration, dear. um, but for some of you, this person has come in and they have offered you such a genuine amount of love and affection that it is simply shaking you out of your hangman state. And you move right into your Knight of Pentacles in the sense that you now are wanting to put a lot of effort in once again achieving abundance, working hard, perhaps even creating a nest, right? It's like, you go from hangman energy to upright and on your Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the most committed knight in the deck. Where we see the Knight of Cups is the most uncommitted knight in the deck, right? Even though he comes with the cup of love, he's very uncommitted for a lot of reasons. The Knight of Pentacles is the most committed, and oftentimes people say that he's very slow. Yes, he is slow, but he will reach his end. And so this is the joy of the Knight of Pentacles. He will absolutely not stop until he achieves his goal. Of course, sometimes this can be interpreted as someone coming in and bringing an opportunity to you. However, the knights and all of the court cards are grossly misinterpreted, or not so much misinterpreted a lot, but they are grossly oversimplified. And there's a lot more to the court cards than just messages or people coming in. And so in this instance, Scorpio, you will get right up out of your doldrums and you move forward. And this is all because of the inspiration and the love that someone has offered you most recently. It is making you want to make the effort, which is the message from the romance angels for you this week in this scenario. Five of Wands, Magician, and the Devil. So the Devil card's been showing up for a lot of readings this week. I'm going to get right into that as well. Five of Wands, of course, is a power struggle. Five is the number for power struggles. And with Five of Wands, we're talking about competitiveness, right? A power struggle that is based on competition. Some of you are dealing with this right now. Okay, you're dealing with somebody who's coming for you. They're coming at you. There's some kind of power struggle. It could be that you're having this issue at work. It could be that you're having this issue with a friend or a lover, right? In the sense that somebody may be competing with you for their affections, right? Or somebody may be competing, or you may be, maybe having a very sort of like toxic relationship right now with somebody where you guys are constantly like really just letting it out on each other, right? You're both kind of stressed out. For those of you that this is maybe a relationship that you're dealing with, right? It could be that separation is necessary. Could be we have deception on the board too. Could be that some of this sort of like back and forth and bickering and arguing and competitiveness could be because someone hasn't been completely honest about what's been going on with them, right? Now we do have the Magician coming in, and I want to say this is you, Scorpio. You're resonating with Magician energy in the sense that right now, uh, it could be that right now you're extremely, you're very much on top of your game, right? And this energy, this sort of power struggle that's coming in could very much be that you are around some people, right, who maybe jealous, maybe envious. Right now, you are kind of, you are living your life in a very effortless way. Things are coming to you very easily. You're making life seem easy. I know it isn't easy. I mean, this is what the Magician talks about. Talks about the talents that we have to deal with certain parts of life and certain stages in our life, and to the outside world it looks like we're magicians. It looks like we just snap our fingers and everything happens, but this is more of a testament to your skill and your ability, right? And this could very much be again at work also. If you're having this power struggle at work, whatever the case may be, this dynamic is coming in because of jealousy, It's coming in because somebody's wanting to compete with you. Somebody's wanting to sort of have this sort of beautiful kind of energy that you are kind of radiating with right now. And the devil is coming, and the devil is quite interesting because devil energy is it is the card for Capricorn. It's also one of the highest cards for creative energy, which comes from sexual energy, of course. But when your creative energy is stymied or stagnated or is blocked, or you're not able to express yourself in a way that is connected to your heart and your spirit, that energy has to go somewhere, and it begins to go into sort of self gratification, instant gratification, addiction, right? It goes into codependency, and this is why we see this sort of negative behavior pattern associated with devil energy. But it isn't that the devil card is inherently negative, it's just that whenever we are blocked in being creative, or whenever we feel like we don't have a creative outlet and we're brimming with this energy, it has to go somewhere, and it generally will go into sort of other types of behaviors that are self-gratifying, right? So drugs, drinking, shopping, sex, whatever, arguing. Some people are addicted to arguing. It gives them a short burst of satisfaction, and it relieves the need to express themselves in a way, right? And so this energy is here, and it's quite interesting, because for some of you Scorpios, I want to say that this power struggle you have here, try not to let this bring you down. Try not to let this push you into this kind of behavior pattern. Because this is self-destructive behavior pattern, right? And what you can do in this scenario oftentimes is you really need to turn your back on whoever is sort of instigating or continuing this sort of negative dynamic with you, so that you can begin to express yourself more freely and more openly, lest you end up in sort of a very not healthy position, lest you end up sort of going down the road of addiction or codependency, or just negative self, image, right? Having a negative self image, just being sort of in that headspace because you're around people who are constantly arguing with you, or people who are constantly being combative, right? So just take care. This can also indicate that for some of you, you do have right now a high level of creativity that needs to get out. And so if you're going through this kind of power struggle as well, for those of you, this is it's not good for you in the sense that you are brimming with even more creative energy than normal, right? Than usual. And you really need a healthy outlet for it. So it's time perhaps to move away from these type of dynamics. Four of Cups, Empress energy, and High Priestess. All right, guys, I am going to leave it there. Four of Cups talks about having someone perhaps come back with a cup of love. This could be a lover who's come back after a period of separation. This could be someone new coming in as well. Whatever the case may be, someone's coming into you and they want a chance with you, but you're not ready to give it to them. Because you're not really sure what this cup of love is that they're handing you. Four is the number for stability, and you're in a space right now in your life where you're listening to your intuition. The High Priestess is here, and the Empress is in. You may have, for some of you, okay, you may have recently been in a period of your life, or a stage of your life, where you maybe weren't doing so well, where you maybe were overworked and underpaid. Perhaps you were going through a little depression, and so you weren't looking after yourself as well as you'd like, or whatever. Perhaps some of you have most recently, at that time you may have been unhealthy, whatever the case may be. But out of that stage, you've kind of really pulled yourself together. And, some of you may have lost weight. Some of you may have gotten new jobs. Some of you may have begun to get your abundance coming in. And in whatever the case may be for you, it's this Empress energy of self-nurturing, self-nourishing, appreciating your own beauty and sort of feeding it, encouraging it, right? All for the sake of heightening your creative abilities. And so this person comes back, right? Or if it's a new person coming in, whatever the case may be, and I say person coming back because of separation being here, they come in, and it's like they see you and they're like, oh shit, look at Scorpio now. Look at Scorpio now. Scorpio is radiating, luxuriating. If only I had stuck around through the thin times and the hard times, right? You know people like that. There are always people like that. They leave you high and dry when life is tough and maybe you aren't at your best. And then when you get yourself together and you're riding high and luxuriating, you look gorgeous, you feel gorgeous, you're healthy, and your abundance is coming in. All of a sudden they want a chance, and so you say no. This is my show improve card. You've already managed to establish a certain amount of stability on your own, and anyone who comes into you has to be able to maintain that stability. They can't just hand you an empty cup. This cup looks like all of the other cups, and you knew what you got with those. So as far as you're concerned, you're like, nope. You have to go away, and you have to come back with a bit more. You have to make the effort with me, and you're very much like feeling yourself in a sense that you're confident about it. You're not doing this in a way to make people jump through hoops. You're doing it because it's what's required. You've worked so hard for on your own, and you've really followed your gut in a lot of situations, right? That this is the right decision. High Priestess comes in again in the sense that later on this week, I think that for a lot of you, you're going to get some reaffirmations. For some of you, you may have turned away an offer, and you're going to find out later on this week that this was good for you to turn away because this person who handed you this cup was being deceptive. They weren't being true. Remember what I said at the beginning of the reading: the crocodile waits and watches before he reacts, right? And for some of you, you said no to this. You said, I'm not ready to accept it. You've waited and watched. And later on this week, you're going to get a huge confirmation that this was the right thing to do. And this is kind of the feedback loop we get whenever we do listen to the High Priestess, whenever we do listen to our intuition or that little voice inside of us. When we truly listen and follow that voice, no matter how hard it is to follow, oftentimes reaffirmations will come in to prove that we were right, to prove that our intuition and our gut voice was right. And this is how we increase our self-confidence. It's really a beautiful feedback loop. And you're on it this week for some of you Scorpios. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it. This is the reading for October 13th to the 19th for Scorpio. I hope it did resonate. Viola, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you enjoyed my readings, please like and subscribe. Help me grow my channel. This is what I do for a living. This is my channel. And so I do appreciate everything that you guys do for me. And I appreciate all of you watching and taking the time to stop by. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. All Bow and Arrow Tarot, Bow Arrow Tarot. But for right now, I'm just going to say, Scorpio, have a wonderful week. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.